I'm going to be speaking in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 tonight. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Amber messaged me and wanted me to speak tonight, and I said, well, I have no idea what I would speak about. And I got to praying about it, and one of the things that came up was ironic was hope. And Brother Emmons spoke about hope this morning. And I said, well, he's already spoke about it. Maybe I should change the way I want to go about it. And I was like, well, that's what I prayed about, and that's what God gave me to speak about. So I want to speak about hope tonight. And Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says, verse 1 says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. I was reading that chapter a couple months ago, and of course if you read on down through it, it says you've got different seasons that you go through. You'll go through good seasons, bad seasons, the ups and the downs. And the last couple of weeks, it's been kind of, I don't want to say depressing, but kind of sad because I've seen so many bad things happen. Of course, my coworker his family was in a bad accident, and then just a week after that, a girl that I graduated high school with, she was killed in a car wreck, and that kind of gets you thinking, 23 years old, and you're sitting here trying to plan the next 5 years of your life. You're getting out of college and working, and then someone you know has already passed away. And, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be 23 or 43. God calls us at different times, and the main thing is to always be ready. And I was texting one of my friends the other day, and she said, why are all these bad things happening? She said, why does God allow that to happen? And, I'm no preacher and don't try to be, but I sat back and read it for a minute, and I said, well, he doesn't want these things to happen. He doesn't, want anything bad to happen, but, when those things do happen, we can come to him and look to him for guidance and hope in those bleak situations. And she texted me back today and said their service this morning was about bad things happening and how God permits them to happen so that we can look to him and grow in our faith for those situations. Because if we went through life and everything was perfect and we never had to go through a season of depression or a valley, people would just think they could do it on their own, which we honestly cannot. I've tried that before, and I don't think I could even go a day without, just saying a simple prayer like, help me get through tonight's shift, or help me with my homework. And, a lot of people my age in the youth, tonight's youth night, they think they can do anything by themselves, and they get down the wrong path. And it's very easily done. Even as a Christian, I go to church as much as I can when I'm not working. And there's still all kinds of things out there that can get you down this road or that road. And you've got to watch what you do, and you've got to pray about it every day to stay on God's path. And that really stuck with me, that text all week, that she said that. And then this morning their message was about how terrible things can happen, and then God can be there for you during those times. And it's just a reminder that he's always there when you're at your lowest. I know I've been at those times. Brother Charlie spoke this morning about trying to get that job you've always worked for, or that degree that you worked for, and sometimes you hit obstacles. And I don't see how other people do it, but I know I've prayed several times to help me get through the semester, help me to figure something out at work. I couldn't go a day without him. I just hope tonight that if you're going through that season or that valley, that there's someone that can help you out when you're in that situation, no matter what it can be. There's always hope at the end of the tunnel. And I've seen so many bad things happen in the last few weeks. I've tried to stay positive about it, but it really hits close to home when you see someone that you work with every day, or you might talk to every day, and you get close to those people that you work with. You're with them 12 hours a day, and you see their interests and things that they like, and to see their whole world crashing down, all you can do is look at them and tell them you can pray, and that God is there in that situation. I know the greatest feeling for me is when I get in those situations. You can feel that peace within from God, and He's given it to me every time I've ever needed it. And a lot of people in this world overlook that, and I think it's one of the greatest feelings you can have when you're praying late at night and you feel like no one's listening. You keep praying for this to happen or that to happen, and it doesn't happen. But you get this little feeling inside, and it just stays there. But if we don't pray and we don't look to God, then it snowballs. It gets worse. And then that's when we start to turn and go down different roads. You may go to a party. Someone might want you to go to a party. You go and try alcohol. I've done that. That doesn't work. There's all kinds of things that can get you away. And you think, oh, that might be a good idea. That might be a stress reliever. I'm stressing out. And I know for a fact that the greatest stress reliever you can have is to be in church with your family and your friends. And you can have a bad week and you can come here and you can see everybody after a long week. Nothing's gone your way. You can hear Brother Charlie speak a great message and the singers, and then you just get back to that peace within that you've looked for all week that you can't find out in the world. And I've tried to do that as well. I know I've been working a lot the last year or so, and I know everyone's here, they've probably been caught up in the world. I know I've been caught up in my job and letting it sometimes take away from maybe getting back to God and reading my Bible and studying up more. I know last summer I would work almost every day that I could, and it got to a point where I was like, I'm not really reading enough. I'm not studying up on my notes and my verses that I usually do at night before I go to bed. I'm usually in bed sleeping, and little things like that can get you away, even if you're a Christian or if you're saved. I know since I've been saved, I've gone through seasons of doubt and depression and trying to figure it out, because when you get saved and everything's really good at first, and then bad things happen, and